In a recent bid to quell the escalating conflict in Gaza, the United States, under the leadership of Secretary of State Antony Blinken, made a strategic move by calling for an immediate ceasefire as he visited Tel Aviv for discussions with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This marked a notable policy shift for the U.S., reflecting a deepening concern over the potential for a humanitarian crisis in the Palestinian territory, where there looms the grim specter of famine. Despite the urgency of the situation, the American-sponsored resolution pushing for the truce was met with resistance and ultimately rejected by the UN Security Council. The rejection of the ceasefire resolution sheds light on the complexities of international diplomacy and the varying interests of Security Council members. This development comes against a backdrop of concerns about U.S. support for Israel showing signs of fluctuation. Niall Patterson of The Daily delved into the issue with Alastair Bunkall, Middle East correspondent, discussing the nuanced relationship between the two nations and speculating on whether U.S. backing for Israel is indeed experiencing a period of uncertainty. The news also highlights a less discussed consequence of the ongoing conflict: the restriction on reporting from inside Gaza. Sky's special correspondent Alex Crawford emphasized the challenges faced by foreign journalists who have been barred from entering Gaza unaccompanied since an attack on southern Israel by Hamas on October 7th. This has dramatically curtailed the flow of information from the region, as images and news are now primarily sourced from a limited number of Palestinian journalists on the ground. The control over media access has broad implications, not just for journalism, but also for the international community's understanding of the conflict. The Israeli authorities maintain that such restrictions are imposed for safety reasons, but the inability for journalists to report freely has raised concerns about transparency and the global perception of the crisis in Gaza. Amidst the fog of conflict, the voices and narratives from within Gaza risk being muffled, distorting the full picture of the human toll the war has taken. The role of the media, alongside diplomatic efforts, is pivotal in drawing attention to the need for a peaceful and just resolution. Listeners are encouraged to follow the Sky News Daily for further insights into these crucial developments and to gain a broader understanding of the complex dynamics at play in this corner of the Middle East. Senior producer Annie Joyce, along with producers Alex Eden and Sydney Peed, have been credited with the show's production, assisted by Iona Brunker, with Wendy Parker helming the editorial direction. The unfolding events in Gaza, the responsive measures taken by international players such as the United States, and the media's endeavor to report from the front lines continue to be of critical importance and relevance in today's global political landscape.